Hello, welcome to another Be Humane. I am Matthew Sky Osborne. I do Be Humane videos every other week, and I basically am just trying to have a conversation with you about humanity and the planet. And as trivial as it may seem, it is extremely important that we don't overlook little things and we are outspoken, vocal, loud about what we believe in and what's right and what we believe to be right and what's humane. So I will never stop doing these as long as it's in my control. I will always keep speaking up and speaking out, and nobody will ever make me be quiet. And I'm just going to keep doing this and keep trying to talk to you guys about whatever it is I feel we need to talk about or whatever's bothering me at the time. Again, get your Be Humane wristbands at BeHumane.live, BEHUMANE.live, www.behumane.live. And what I want to do this time is I was talking with my mom about, society and culture, and I'm always kind of harping on what's negative or what the bad things that are happening and trying to improve it. And what I want to do here is I want to speak to the good people. I want to speak to the humane people. I want to speak to people who are on the fence. And I just want to talk to you guys real quick about bad people or inhumane people. I've just started watching Handmaid's Tale on Hulu, and I'm only a few episodes in. Everybody keeps telling me to watch it, and one of the things they point out in that show is how little things in society don't go unnoticed, but they are accepted. Little things, little increments in society and culture, like deporting people, and I'm jumping back and forth here between reality and Handmaid's Tale. It's little things in society that we accept that I think begin to add to our possible impending doom or to our detriment. I think that we need to be outspoken and speak about every little thing that bothers us. We need to be vocal. We need to be loud about it. Whether that's people being deported, healthcare, police brutality, gerrymandering, civil rights, gay rights, transgender rights. Because I fear that, we accept little things in society where they say things like, you'll hear that some restaurants, or they pass laws where restaurants are allowed to refuse service to people. People put their religion in their politics, and they try to put that in government, and that terrifies me. Because, you hear people say, well, this is what God wants. Prove it. And, don't point me to a book that a man wrote or that a person wrote. They can't. And so how do I know it's not what you want? So I don't buy all these values, voters and all this stuff, because I've always learned that actions speak louder than words, and all these people who claim to have values do shitty things to people under the name of God. So I fear that if we don't get vocal, if we don't speak out about whatever it is that's inhumane, that we're going to get screwed with our pants on. And it's not going to be big jumps and changes in our society. There'll be changes in little increments that would eventually lead to a very, scary country. And if you don't learn from your mistakes, and your past, you're doomed to repeat them. I don't think that I don't think that slavery would ever come back in the form that it was, but I think a version of it could come back. Or we're already kind of victims of rich oligarchs. They're up there doing what they're doing, working with government officials, putting white male judges in a lot of Supreme Court positions and courts all across the country. There's no diversity. There's no women. There's no black women. There's no black men. There's no Hispanic, Asian, gay. It's we need to pay attention to this stuff. It's getting ugly out there, in my opinion, and it's concerning to me. Okay, so I know I'm rambling here, but I want to speak to the good people. I don't know if you've ever heard the saying, evil prevails when good people fail to do anything, when they don't act. The good people need to speak up, be loud, be heard, vote. Do not be afraid of these people and their lies and their bullying and their threats, whatever they may be. I've heard of white nationalists, or whatever you call them, threatening people. Some have actually killed some people. We need to be vocal about these things, and we need to talk about it. And I know it's uncomfortable for a lot of people to have these kind of discussions, but it's not politics to me. It's life. It's real. If you're silent about all the negative things that are happening in society, I think you're helping it. You're culpable. You're accepting it. You're allowing it, because you're not allowing yourself to be heard. You're not letting anybody. If you're silent about it, you're complicit to me, because you're saying this bad thing is happening, whatever it may be. I'm not going to say or do anything about it. I'm just going to let it happen because it's not affecting me directly. I think that's a horrible stance to take, because it will eventually, in some shape, form, or fashion. I don't think these bad people will stop at black, gay, women. I think they'll do whatever they can get their hands in. I've learned that people who have I guess a spirit of greed, a need for things, greed, like people who are greedy, they're like a black hole. They can never be satisfied. There's never enough, because they're empty inside. They think if they acquire so much money or wealth or power that they'll stop there, and they won't, because it's a black hole. They never know when to stop. They never know when to quit, because there's no bottom. There's no end. So they won't stop at black people, Hispanic people. They're deporting Hispanics now, and Syrians and people. They're deporting them now, but what's to stop them from doing that more with class or income? We need to not be complacent about these things. We need to be vocal, be loud. I know I keep repeating myself, but I feel it's very important. We need to be very verbal about this is wrong. We should not do this. We should not allow this. Anytime you see any kind of injustice, you should speak out in some shape, form, or fashion, whether that's verbally, financially, or with your body, protesting. If you hear weird conversations at work, if you're comfortable, speak up. Don't allow that kind of negative and inhumane thinking, don't let it prevail. Because when you're quiet, they think it's okay. And it becomes more normal, which you see a lot in society now, where these inhumane people have become very vocal. So ultimately, all I'm trying to say here is if you're a good person, if you're a humane person, do something. Or I fear that we will all be in a state of regret. One thing I always hear people say when they experience a tragedy is they always say, I never thought that would happen to me. I never thought that would happen here. I never thought that would happen. We got to stop thinking like that. We need to think things can happen to us. I'm not trying to instill fear or anything in you. I'm trying to instill awareness. Be aware. Open your eyes. Wake up. Pull your head out the dirt or the sand, however they say. Pull the wool off your eyes. I don't know what the saying is. Stop looking at the world with rose-colored glasses on. World is unfortunately it's a very beautiful place. It's also a very dark place based on what's happening in your world. And if we don't help each other, I don't know how we make progress. I know everybody's scared of everybody, but if we don't help each other out, if we don't try to take care of our friends and our neighbors and our families, who is? I hear people say things like, we need a leader or a hero. Stop looking outward, look inward. You be the hero. You be the person who does something. Because I feel like a lot of these things that are happening can get worse, and we need not accept them. We shouldn't accept injustice or inhumanity on any level. And we just need to be verbal about it and speak out about it, and just be humane.